Aligning a model to human preferences normally takes two separate stages. First, you do supervised fine-tuning on good answers. Then you run a separate preference step, something like DPO, which also drags along a frozen reference model. That's two passes and extra machinery. Orpo collapses it into one. It stands for Odds Ratio Preference Optimization from Hong and colleagues in 2024, and today we're unpacking how it aligns a model in a single stage with no reference model at all. So let's start by lining up the usual pipeline against what ORPO proposes side by side. The conventional recipe runs in two moves. Supervised fine-tuning teaches the model good answers. Then a separate preference stage like DPO refines it. And that stage needs a frozen reference model kept around for comparison. More steps, more memory, more moving parts, and two chances for the training to drift or go wrong. ORPO does the whole thing in one combined loss with no reference model. The fine-tuning and the preference shaping happen together in the same pass. Fewer stages, less machinery, and nothing frozen sitting on the side taking up memory. You train once, and preference is baked in from the start rather than bolted on afterward. Here's the single step that makes that possible. Walk through in order. Everything begins with a dataset of chosen and rejected responses. For each prompt, you have an answer people preferred and an answer they didn't. That's the raw material the single loss will learn from, and notice it's the same preference data you'd feed a method like DPO anyway. Then the standard supervised fine-tuning loss does its usual job, pulling the model toward the chosen response. This is the same objective you'd normally run in that separate first stage, just no longer separate, folded into the one loss instead of living in a phase of its own. Alongside it, an odds ratio penalty gets added right into the same loss. It raises the odds of the chosen response while pushing down the odds of the rejected one. So preference shaping happens in the very same gradient step. There's no handoff between phases because there's only one phase to begin with. Put those together and you get one model out of one stage. No reference model to load, no second training run to schedule. The result is an aligned model produced by a single combined objective. Now, a small set of properties is really the whole pitch for ORPO, so let's name them. The headline is unification. ORPO merges supervised fine-tuning and preference optimization into a single step. What used to be two distinct training phases becomes one, which simplifies the whole alignment pipeline and cuts down on the places where a run can go sideways. The mechanism doing the work is that odds ratio penalty. Rather than a separate objective, it's an extra term inside the fine-tuning loss that increases the odds of the chosen answer and decreases the odds of the rejected one. And the practical win is dropping the reference model. Methods like DPO keep a frozen copy around for comparison, which costs memory and setup. ORPO needs none of that, and reportedly still delivers strong results, which is a rare combination, simpler and cheaper without obviously giving up quality. All right, let's lock in the essentials before we wrap. ORPO folds supervised fine-tuning and preference alignment into one stage, replacing the usual two-pass pipeline with a single training run. It works by adding an odds ratio penalty to the fine-tuning loss, raising the odds of the chosen response, and lowering the odds of the rejected one. Because it aligns in one combined loss, ORPO needs no frozen reference model, which cuts memory and simplifies setup compared to DPO. Single loss, single model, single pass, with reportedly strong results. Curious about more methods explained without the jargon? Head to Standarity.com, where these breakdowns keep coming. See you in the next one.